This dress drove the internet crazy because people couldn't agree on the color of it. Some saw blue and black, others saw white and gold. Now there's already a ton of videos and articles about #TheDress, and while most of the explanations involve perception, and yes, that is a huge part of why everyone is tripping out, it doesn't explain how this photograph came to be. In addition, I've read some articles where I don't find their explanations to be satisfactory or complete, so I wanted to jump on a quick video to explain why I think there is a little bit more to the story. Now, the majority of reactions to this photograph were, "What are you even talking about? This dress is clearly blah 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 blah." And it's pretty hard to imagine the dress being any other color. Personally, I had a similar experience. I opened up the photo, looked at it, and without really reading any of the comments, I thought that the dress was blue and brown. I didn't really understand what the fuss was about until I opened it again later that day after people were sending me this link and every single person was commenting about this dress, and I started freaking out because I saw white and gold. I checked that it was the same image, not some photoshopped image, and sure enough it was the same thing. And then I went on to read 10,000 articles about this dress. But why do we see this dress as different colors, and why is it one way or the other? Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you might have an idea of what is going on. It has to do with perception. Depending on certain assumptions your brain makes, you see it one way or the other. People in the white and gold camp read it as the dress being lit from behind, and then there is a blue shadow casted on top of the dress. And our brain compensates by telling us, oh, this is a blue shadow on top, so the actual object is not as blue, but in actuality the object is lighter and warmer, giving us white and gold. People in the blue and black camp, which according to this BuzzFeed poll are clearly having a different experience when viewing this photo. Now here's where I see a lot of explanations that I don't quite agree with. Posts where people are taking swatches from the dress and posting hex codes and arguing that this proves that the dress is blah 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 isn't a good explanation. It's not the object that you're taking a swatch from, but a photograph, and the photograph itself is badly taken. It's not good quality, it's not well lit, it's not color balanced, so that is a waste of time. I've also seen explanations where people are arguing that it's just a really strong yellow light on the dress, and that is why it appears lighter than the actual blue and black. I don't think this is a complete answer. It just isn't how a camera would work. Really, what I think this shows is that the smartphone taking the picture isn't perfect, and this photo clearly demonstrates that. I still love you though. We might take it for granted today because we have these fancy digital auto everything cameras, but taking a photo isn't simply capturing a scene. I mean, it is, but there's a lot going on behind it. When you take a photo on your smartphone, it'll do a bunch of different things in an attempt to make the photo look good. This means adjusting a bunch of different things, including the lighting, the brightness, the contrast, saturation, your white balance. When the object is too dark in that specific scene, a lot of times what will happen is the digital camera will artificially boost that brightness so that the object can show up. That, I think, is what led to this strange mutilated image that the internet is now freaking out about. What I suspect is that this person was trying to take a photo of the dress in a not so well lit room. When you have a brighter background and a not well lit object or a darker object, in this case the dress is both not well lit and a dark blue and black color, what will happen is that the object becomes backlit. It's really hard for the camera to read details on the object itself. While our eyes are really good at focusing, adjusting brightness and colors automatically without us thinking about it, a camera may have a bit more difficulty, particularly when you have both ends of the spectrum in the same frame. Something really bright and something really dark. What your automatic digital camera will do is that it will favor one over the other. It'll favor whatever they think is the subject, whether it's auto-detecting or you selecting that object as the subject, and it'll do all the things that I mentioned earlier, but prioritizing that subject. In certain conditions this works really well, in others not so much. Sometimes, or a lot of times, it gets a bit confused. Probably what happened is that when they tried to photograph the dress, they noticed that the dress was too dark to see any details. So what do? You tap that. On the phone, you tap your screen. So your phone goes, okay, now I know this is important to you. I'm going to try my best so that it shows up in the photo. So it lightens the entire image, which you can tell from the blown out white background, and then it does something interesting. And then it tried to white balance and thought that the blue was actually white. White balancing is a really important function in the camera that basically makes colors appear as they should. It makes white look white, and then it shifts all the colors along so that they're the right color. So you don't have images where things are slightly tinted blue or yellow. When the phone software tried to do something so funky like adjusting the white balance to a blue color, a bunch of weird things will happen, like it'll lighten the entire image and then it'll shift all these cooler colors to a warmer color, which is why you see things like the black color, which is already lightened to a gray, shifting to this warm brown color, and so on. So if your brain read the photo as overly exposed and washed out, your brain can compensate by increasing that saturation and darkening the image so that you see a blue and black dress. And that, my friends, is how a confused phone managed to freak the heck out of the internet. Now that you have a couple explanations of what might be going on, can you see the dress in both ways? While perception can be stubborn, it's not set in stone. You might be like me and see it one way and then look at it again and see it the other way. Here's my tips of how to flip your vision if you want to see what the other camp is seeing. To see white and gold, focus on these lighter bits. After staring for a bit, your brain will automatically try to white balance the image, and the lighter areas will become lighter. I also find it helps to look at this top half of the dress. Feel free to pause as needed. To see the blue dress, focus on the darker folds of the dress. Personally, I find it best in these two areas. After a bit, do you see the blue becoming darker and more saturated? Let me know if these tips worked for you, and what color do you see the dress as? I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. If you like this video and you want to learn more about optical illusions, you've stumbled across the right place because I've got a video for that. In fact, I've got several. I recommend Can You Trust Your Eyes Explained for more color optical illusions, and Sensation and Perception to learn more about why we see optical illusions. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.